One of the things we get asked all the time is the SAT or the ACT. Which should a student take? And does it actually matter? And is there one that's secretly easier than the other? This video is actually going to be a little bit of a quiz where we will go through 5 questions to help you better decide which test you should take. And then at the end, this will kind of give you some insight for you or your child which test you should take, the SAT or the ACT, because some students will do better on one versus the other. The way this will work is really simple. I'm going to do 5 questions that are very straightforward, and then you need to tally them up. Whether it's the ACT or the SAT you should take based on the 5 questions. And then at the end, make sure you write in the comments which one you are likely to score better on. Now, is this a perfect science? No, but I have personally prepped hundreds and hundreds of students in the last couple years on both these tests. I have taken both recently, the enhanced ACT and the digital SAT, and I prep it all the time, about 5 days a week. So I do know what I'm talking about a little bit. So let's go ahead and get into the questions. Question number 1, are you good at grammar? I'm not talking about just commas. I am talking about, are you historically strong in grammar with the way the sentence is structured? Or are you someone that relies heavily on ChatGPT, spell check, Grammarly, or anything like that to figure out where a comma goes? So based on your answer is very different for each test. If you are a grammar snob, in a nice way, then I would suggest the ACT. The ACT English section is heavy, heavy grammar. Over half of that section is grammar alone. So my super strong grammar kids will kill it. Versus the SAT has some grammar questions, but it's not gonna make or break your ELA score. So the answer on that one is, if you're great at grammar, ACT. If you're not so great, SAT. Number 2. Have you taken pre-calc? And this can apply, the answer can be yes if you're currently in AP pre-calc or dual enrolled at pre-calc in the college. And before I get into the meat of this, there is very little pre-calc on either test. But I have learned my students in pre-calculus have certain foundational skills that helps more of a particular test than the other. So here is the answer. If you are currently in pre-calc, the SAT might be a better fit for you versus the ACT. And the reason is, 1, you have 50% math on the SAT. That is a ton of math for your score. And then 2, those pre-calc foundational skills that you are learning or have learned in that class become really helpful in the theoretical knowledge that the SAT math section chooses. So in pre-calc or higher, SAT might be a good fit. In Algebra 2, then I would do the ACT. Number 3, how do you feel about a computer-based test? So there's one test that only does computers, except if you need Braille, that's the only exception. And then another test has a computer and a paper option. So if you are fine with computer tests, you're like, whatever, I don't care, then the SAT will be a good fit for you. They do not allow paper testing. It's very rare whenever they get it. But if you are a person, I'm kind of this way too, I love a paper test because I can write all over the dang thing, then ACT would be for you. So what do you think? Do you like computer tests, or let's stick old school and go paper? Number 4. Are you strong with vocab? I am not talking about like, yeah, I passed some vocab quizzes in middle school or even in high school. I am talking about you are someone who likes to read and is strong in writing with strong vocab words and has a pretty big vocabulary in general, and it's always kind of come easy to you. If that is you, the SAT is your better fit, because the SAT has kind of jumped off the cliff with their vocab, where the start of each of the 2 English modules start with 4 to 5 vocab questions before getting into the other stuff. The ACT has vocab sprinkled in, but is really not a make or break situation. So if you love vocab, and I know there's some people out there, then I would choose the SAT. Number 5, have you consistently been a strong math student? I'm not talking about if you're someone who has always like gotten A's in math and it was super easy for you. I'm talking about like math you understand. You don't hate going to math class. You can kind of interpret math pretty well. You love board games with math. And even like your state test scores have been consistently high in the math section. That shows I have a child has a really good math foundation. And if that is you, I would choose the SAT. And the reason is the SAT is 50% math and is very, very theoretical math. Versus the ACT, I would say it's more black and white math. And depending on if you take the ACT with science or without science, it's either 1/3 of the test or 1/4 of your test score. So statistically, if you are not great with math, you do not want to focus on a test that is 50% of the score will be based on math. Okay, so how did you do? Did you like the SAT or the ACT? Have you taken it? But more importantly, how did you score on that quiz? I want to know in the comments, and also if you like videos like these. We are going to be dropping a lot more SAT and some more ACT videos, so make sure you hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you around.